morning, and it's going into winter for us, so we have shorter days, so it's still dark. We're off daylight savings time now.
Thank you so much for agreeing to meet with us. I'm going to just kind of scan the room for a second, so if you can see from my little camera all of the wonderful faces. Hey! Don't get silly.
Don't get
So we
silly.
have about 70 kids here, and they've written some good questions, but I thought I might start off by having you just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you ended up where you are.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm a doctor. I do anesthesia, which means I put people to sleep or make them so they can't feel when they have operations or surgeries. So that's what I do. And I'm originally from Colorado, and I have lived in a lot of places in the United States. But most recently I was living in Vermont. That's where my husband was from, and that's where my children were born. And our hospital in Vermont sort of changed how they were doing things, and I needed to look for a new job. So I decided I would go visit New Zealand, and I came over to New Zealand for 9 months on what I call a working vacation. And I liked it here, and they liked me, so they offered me a position to stay and do anesthesia here. So that's what I did. So that's how I got here. And I did not pick the town I live in. It sort of picked me. I was assigned to the hospital here, and that's sort of where I've stayed.
Okay.
So that's how I got here. I have 2 grown children. I have a daughter that lives in Washington, D.C., and she went to school in North Carolina. She went to Duke, so all those Duke fans there, you can cheer. Okay. And I have a son that lives in Arizona. He went to school in Arizona.
All right.
So that's where my kids are. All right, say that again, because the Skype kind of did a little jump for me.
Are your hospitals different?
Are our hospitals different? No, basically they're not. Basically we have all the same equipment. And actually a lot of the equipment we have is from the United States. The medical system's different because medical care is free for everybody here. You can get insurance for it, but the government pays for medical care for everybody. So they can you can go to a private hospital, but most people go to public hospitals. So that's different. But as far as the medications that we have and the equipment that we use and what everybody's learned to do, it's really pretty much the same as in the United States.
All right.
Wow. Chevy Malibu?
And Chevy Malibu.
Okay, I can't remember if I've seen exactly a Chevy Malibu, but there's a number of Chevys over here. But I drive a Honda, a little Honda car, and it's just like the little Honda Fits. But you can see the Honda Civics here, and you can even see Ford pickup trucks and stuff. So Toyotas are here, like the Prius is here, and the vans are here. You don't see a lot of the really big cars like in the United States, although I've seen some Mustangs here, because a lot of people like the old American cars and they get them. But they all have the steering wheel on, let's see, in the United States you're sitting on the left side. They all have the steering wheel on the right side of the road. And we do drive on the opposite side of the road like they do in Great Britain. Yes, we do.
Great.
And you,
The highlighted question.
What kind of sports do you play?
what kind of sports do they have? Well, the national sport, like in the United States, the national sport historically has always been baseball. The national sport here in New Zealand is rugby union. There's a couple of different kinds of rugby. Rugby union, and that's where the haka dance is very, very famous. The rugby team, the main rugby team in New Zealand, or the very famous one, is called the All Blacks.
The rugby team.
And they always do the haka dance before every game. And that's to intimidate their opponents, and they really do intimidate their opponents. Have you guys seen the haka dance?
Yeah.
Where they stick their tongues out at the end. They make really big eyes. I can't do it. They stick their tongues out, they make really big eyes, and they like,
All right, Jacob.
I can't.